Hitting start now.
Thanks for the coffee, man.
Sure. We're live.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the show. Welcome to Office Hours. This is a new, a relatively new track from Fleetwood Mac that we're listening to. Oh boy, that's nice. Woo!
We are in office hours.
Hi, we're live. Office Hours live.
That was so long ago. Still, I often think of you. I fall down, I get up, and I've always had to fight. Everything that was wrong.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
For the and now I finally found my way.
Yeah,
Now I
yeah.
know just what to do.
Yeah, yeah.
Won't you say goodbye to me?
Oh, thank you.
Now I say goodbye to you. When the lies come around,
Where's me coffee, Doug?
still it happens every day. So don't let it get you down. Just a time within a time.
If you want to join the conversation today, send us an email at officehourslive@gmail.com. Make sure to include your phone number or a way of reaching you through audio.
Just a dream, just a dream.
And we'll call you through G calls.
And now I finally found my way. Now I know just what to do. Won't you say goodbye to me?
Won't you say goodbye to me? Oh, baby, I'll say goodbye to
Say
you.
goodbye to you.
I'll say goodbye.
Let's be on my way.
Let me on my way.
Before the night turns blue.
Say goodbye to me. Yeah.
Never say goodbye to you. Won't you say goodbye to me?
Say goodbye. I can say goodbye. Uh-oh. We're going to be ending this song a little early. Oh, but maybe right on time. Whoa! Good morning! It's not 9 o'clock yet. We blew it. All right, we're going to start that over again at 9 o'clock. I'm going to go back to this song. Doug, are you ready for the 9 a.m. drop?
Yes. Is my mic on?
Yes.
Kind of? Okay.
At 9 a.m., we're flipping cameras and hitting puppy. Are you watching? Hey, it's 9!
Saw your face yesterday.
Good morning, everybody. It's 9 a.m. I am your host, Tim Heidecker. Welcome to Office Hours.
Wrap the crown.
Okay! I got a Java up, buddies. I gotta get some coffee in me. Thank you, Doug, for supplying the brew. Good morning, everybody. What if a show today was just me saying good morning for 90 minutes? We're not even 1 minute in. That would be quite a test.
Quite a great morning.
It would be a great morning.
A great morning by the end of those great mornings.
Wow.
I think my Billy Crystal drops are a little soft this morning, so I don't know.
We're still figuring out the audio
Mine are crystal
level.
clear.
Yeah, everything sounds good. How are we doing on the board out there, the message board? Everything sounding good? Oh, wow. We've got a new nickname for us guys. Just came up on the board is the Three Kings. No, Doug, you don't have any reverb on your vocals.
Hello, do I have reverb on the vocal?
No, you sound dry as
Crystal.
Billy Crystal's wife. What? That is not nice. You said Crystal. I went slight echo. I think it's just the room we're in, folks. I think you got, what are you, a bunch of audio files out there. What are you listening to it on your Macintosh tube preamp?
No, they're listening to it in a toilet, so they have the echo of
They're
the toilet.
in the toilet.
In the toilet.
Sounds like sound is trash. Why? What's going on?
Sound is trash?
Is it distorted?
This is what reverb sounds like, you cunts. Hey!
What about the solo?
Yeah. I don't know. All right, it was something to do with the. Doesn't matter. Hey, everybody, welcome to the show. I think more than any show I've done in recent memory. Thank you. Let's drop the bed. More than any show in recent memory, perhaps this is the most ill-prepared, the most, if you can believe that. Now, the technicals have now been sorted, so we don't have to fill time with worrying, figuring out why something's not working, plugging stuff in. And we are now left naked on the show, naked to provide entertainment, to provide content, which we're doing as a free service.
That's great.
But I thought maybe that I would put some thought into the show today, but nothing came to me. Nothing occurred. No subjects seemed interesting. No guests. Potentially guests were available, but I didn't reach out to anybody. I just laid in bed because I have, ladies and gentlemen, the news is coming, and we have some big breaking news, folks. I have a cold.
Oh, great.
Let's be honest.
It's been.
Gotta get that one.
I could go through some stuff for you, but maybe what we should do is, first of all, let me go around the room and get the read of the room. Give me the top line from DJ Doug Pound. Doug, what do you got for me? Something I can sink my teeth into today.
That's about all I got. It's been a week since I've seen you.
Yeah.
Actually, it has not. We saw Us. I saw Us.
Well, yeah, we saw us.
We saw Us.
And
it's 2 enthusiastic thumbs up.
I looked. I'll give you the play-by-play. Doug showed up, beautifully timed, right as the previews were starting, which is a smart move. If you have your tickets reserved, there's no reason to get there a minute earlier than when them previews begin. But I always get there
when the previews were ending. I walked right in on the
opening,
right before
on the Universal slate.
Yeah.
I have it trained in my brain to get somewhere like at least a half hour before anything's supposed to begin, because I don't want to feel the feeling of rushing and the panic and the stress of parking, and so I always get there super early. But I should just relax and get there. Like if the movie's at 7, I'm going to get there maybe 7:05. Anyways, the movie runs, big hit. Doug is right behind me, or a couple seats to my right behind me. He gives me 2 big thumbs up right away. So that's my boy.
Congratulations, little one.
So we did see each other that night. I brought my mommy with me. I just went to a movie. I went to a regular screening of the movie. It wasn't some industry thing. It wasn't some kind of premiere. I just wanted to experience it in the room with the regular people, the working class,
I noticed that
the Armenians of Glendale.
Right before the movie ended, right before that final shot, I did see you race up to the exit to greet everyone and say thank you.
I did stack.
How you doing tonight? Thanks for coming.
I did stack the room a bit because I announced which screening I would be at.
You did?
Yeah. I was like, well, I wrote to.
Well, one kid was in there like, "Good job, Tim." I was like, "How did he know that was you?" Because it's dark in there.
Yeah. Well,
it wasn't full of fans. It wasn't like
there were a few.
sold
There
out.
were a few, but I don't know. I think I said, wouldn't it be neat if I wrote to the studio and said, hey, if you guys want, I would I would announce a screening. I would announce at least if let's say it's at the Vista here in LA, right? So if everyone's going to go see the movie anyways, maybe I would go. Wouldn't it be nice? Good. Oh, geez.
Oh, it's just the audio track.
These are obviously.
Why did they leave that intro in? I want the
Just so you
clean
know what
vocals
song it is.
from the top.
It's so iconic, that intro.
I wasn't suggesting that we do like a free screening or anything. I was like, I'll just say like 7 p.m. on Saturday. I'll be at.
Why don't you buy out a house,
yeah.
buy out a
That's the
theater,
move.
buy out
I
the
can't
whole
afford
thing.
to do that. It sounds expensive. What are we talking? $7 a ticket, 200 seats.
Get that number one movie of the year money.
I do not. I'm not in the back end of this.
Would be nice though.
So, anyways, they didn't bite. They didn't be bite. They didn't be bite. They didn't bite. So I said, well, fuck it. I'll just put it out there into the universe that I'm going to take my mom. And, some people showed up. Vic saw it a few days later. Saw it last night.
Saw it yesterday.
Or yesterday afternoon, like a loser.
It's a good one. It's a
Sitting
good
in the
one.
middle.
Yeah.
Afternoon.
Hey, I got a lot going on here, so I had to do it when I could.
I had the crinkliest guy next to me. My
Really?
God.
What's crinkly?
Just like
stinky? Oh,
just
like,
crumpling a bag of.
popcorn?
It wasn't
Fritos?
popcorn. It was something in a plastic bag. It just kept crinkling and crinkling. And then when he was done, he had to roll it up like it was a military like sleeping bag or something. Just throw the bag down on the ground. Like, why do you have to roll it up meticulously?
I do love. There's a Seinfeld bit that is very I love, which is there's a compact we've made with the movie theaters that like we overpay for their snacks and their popcorn and their sodas, and the deal is that we just get to drop it on the floor. We just leave our mess. And I think I've been trained not to do that anymore, but I certainly used to probably do that. Just leave my
You got to think of the person who's going to
trash.
sit there after you.
Yeah, but they come in and sweep up.
Yeah, but it's
It's a job creator.
yeah,
It creates jobs. Someone says, any crinkle heads out there? Yeah, we're all crinkle heads. All right, well, let's jump into a call so we can get this show. Anything else, Doug?
Me?
We're wrapping the show up.
Oh, I had, I don't know. You don't care about me. I had my
We all
sister, my
care
niece
about
and nephew
you.
in town, and we did a bunch of LA things. We went down to Venice Beach and biked around, and we went
Nice.
to, the Griffith Observatory. We observed.
You observe the universe.
We observed the universe, and it's billions of stars.
There's so many stars, dude. What are we going to do with all them? Vic, nothing?
I saw the movie Us,
Uh-huh.
and that's about it since last week. So
Great.
we're here, and
We're here
Yeah.
living life in LA. It's beautiful
Right.
out. Spring
Yeah,
has
lovely
sprung.
weather.
We got some pollen in the air. And I'm suffering from the 90th cold that my 2-year-old son has provided me. I'm grateful for him. Grateful for all the diseases he provides me. I'm also a little groggy today because he came into our room at 3 a.m.
Wait, was he like a silhouette in the doorway?
Yeah. Well, no, even worse. I heard the doorknob like jiggle a little bit.
Did
like,
he have scissors?
and I really did there's always part of my brain that goes, maybe this is it. Maybe this is a guy coming into our house very quietly, and he's quietly opening the door so he can sneak in and then just stab me to death.
Aren't you a little relieved though with that thought? Like,
Here it
get
comes.
Get this
sweet,
shit over with.
Sweet relief.
Finally get this shit
Yeah.
over with.
And but there he is. It's just that little 2-year-old staying in the doorway, and he was not crying or anything. And I go, "Oh, son, it's time to go back to bed." and he just pop, like back into bed and goes right back to sleep. Then he does it again.
Was he smiling
15
at
minutes
you
later?
with that?
He's just like confused.
Like the tethered girl with
stop,
her smile.
Stop with that. Okay? The world isn't just that movie. Well, here's a question: should we talk about the movie, or has the spoiler?
I think it's one that's easy to give away.
I know, but I wonder if everybody's seen it, so now you can talk about it, or is there still an embargo?
Well, how about this, Tim? Let's not talk. Could we talk about something very specific that's not a spoiler? Has to do with your outfit,
and
sure, your style, and your tattoo.
For sure.
Yeah, I was going to ask about the tats.
Let's get into these tats.
Yeah.
People want to know what's up with the tats.
This can't turn into an us
versus them.
No, it can't turn into an us.
Weekly.
An us weekly.
Us always.
It can't turn into an us.
Okay,
podcast.
well, it takes 5 minutes to talk about the tats.
Okay, well, but I'm also wondering if people are going to call in with questions, so I don't want to.
Oh.
But we also don't have anything else to talk about. So we could talk about the Mueller the report if anybody wants to. We could call in about that, or we can call you if Robert Mueller wants to call in and talk about his report that hasn't been released.
Why don't they want to release the full report?
Well, that's my thing. Somebody wrote me and said, "Well, what did you think of the report there, Tim, Mr. Donald Trump hater?" I said, "I haven't seen it. Has anyone? No. Barr has seen it. Roseanne Barr saw it." And Rosenstein. But anyways, I don't know what to think of that. I tell you, I was at a birthday party. Sorry about this. I got to turn my notifications off. Do not disturb, please. I was at a birthday party I was at 3 birthday parties this weekend for 5-year-olds. Fuck me. I don't fucking care about going to some birthday party for 5-year-old. Who gives a shit? Vic was at one of them. Oh, come on. I said to the guy, it was in Griffith Park, and I was, God damn it, it was long, and the sun was out, and it was it was past the 2-hour mark on this party, right?
Right. Usually, 2 is
good.
That's
2 is
good.
2
You're
and
good.
out, right?
Yeah. Even the kids are ready at that point.
And it's 2:20 into this party, and I go to my mom was with me because she was there for the weekend, and I was like, God, this is getting long. We're after 2. We're past 2 hours here, and there's the dad standing right there listening to me. But I looked at him. He looked at me. I was like, he knew.
He gets it.
Was he a Hollywood? Was he a Hollywood dad?
No, I don't hang out with Hollywood people. Regular people, working class people.
What has he been in? What's his IMDb?
I don't know. I actually don't know who he is. This is some scum friend of my daughter's. Do you know who the guy was, Doug? I mean, Vic?
No. I don't remember his name. I remember his kid.
Yeah.
But he brought some beers and stuff, but we didn't have any.
Yeah, we got
I
drunk.
was hoping it would turn into
we did
wild.
Did Coke?
We did the what's it called when you open the can at the top?
Shotgun.
We shotgunned 10 beers.
And then drove the kids home.
Yeah.
Let the kids drive.
They had a fucking clown.
Yeah.
They had face painting. They had a bounce house.
Uh-huh.
They had fine cheeses for the adults and beer.
Balloon animals.
It was a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
And all right, let's see if a call works. Let's see if week 2 of our new.
Okay, we'll put the tattoos on standby.
Okay, yeah.
Hello?
It's always funny. By the way, I love my own work so much. I was watching Decker versus Dracula. I was watching Decker versus Dracula. Hello.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Who's this, dude?
Uh-oh. It's Vin.
Hello, Vince. Vince from where?
No, he was singing It's
No,
Been.
it's Casey. I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina.
Oh, Casey.
Whoa.
Casey. We got Casey Kasem calling in on the hour. We've got Casey Kasem coming in at number 1.
6.
What's that?
6.
6. Yeah, Doug, people loved the Casey on Casey last week. Although some prick was like...
Why is this funny?
Why is this funny? oh, Tim's having a conversation with a soundboard. So original. Yeah, I know it's not. I know it's not like the most original content you're ever gonna get. I've already done that. I changed the game. Now I'm just having fun, right?
Cincinnati, Ohio.
Yeah.
Sorry, well, let's not drag it into the ground.
I'm ready.
That's not bury it into the ground.
I'm ready.
But goddamn it,
Run it.
if our first call
Run
isn't
it
a
into
case,
the ground.
run it into the ground. What did I say? Drag it into the ground?
You said drag it.
All right. Bury it in the ground.
Drag-
Run it into the ground. Well,
drive
Casey,
it.
what do you want to talk about today?
Okay, well, I know you're a big Beatles head, and
Okay,
I was
good.
going to see if you're aware of this. There's this album called Butterscotch Rum by Gary McFarlane.
Yes.
He's like he did like arrangements for a bunch of like Cannonball Adderley and Stan Getz records, but he did this weird weird kind of like Sgt. Pepper's album
Say it
called
again.
Butterscotch Rum.
I don't like. Here's the deal. Go ahead. Finish your thought, and I'll tell you what I think about this.
Well,
Bullshit.
there's a tune on it called Patricia. That's the one I would recommend.
Patricia.
Sure.
You know.
I love the Beatles. I hate Beatlesque.
Sure.
Oh yeah, not a fan.
Like I hate things that sound like the Beatles. That people
Yeah,
think
yeah.
people think they sound like the Beatles.
This may seem
But is
to
this
be a
on like the
strange
streaming
request.
services? Can I find it right now to give you a taste?
It's on YouTube. It's definitely on YouTube. I don't know. It's kind of like he only
I can't
did 2
spell
records
butterscotch.
like
I don't know
that.
what to do. Doug, can you or Vic, can you look this up? This is butterscotch what?
Butterscotch.
Rum?
You know who sounds like the
R-U-M?
Butterscotch rum.
the only good bands that sound like the
Butter,
Beatles were around when the Beatles were out.
Well, of course,
like
yeah.
the Dave Clark Five.
Well, I don't
Here
like
they
the
are.
Dave, but you know,
You
Butterscotch
gotta like the
Kinks.
Dave Clark. You gotta like some of the 4 of the 5 are good.
I think my volume is very low. How do I turn myself up? Is it this one?
You got all that? Is Don on the phone?
Yeah, you're really low, man.
Are you coming in with USB?
No.
Oh, there you go. Just turn up the main.
There you
There you
go.
go. How's
This
that?
is it.
Is this it?
He probably
Oh,
can't
I
hear it.
probably can't hear that.
Sounds
Yeah.
like
Yeah, I
it's-
can't hear it.
Butterscotch blonde? Is that it?
Butterscotch rum.
Oh, rum? Oh, okay.
Good.
Rum, yeah. Like
Butterscotch
the,
rum.
liquor.
Hey, John. Hey,
Butterscotch
Paul. Have you heard butterscotch rum?
I'm not
Say it
finding
again.
hot buttered
Rocky,
rum.
man.
Who cares, man? What is this? What you called about?
Yeah.
No, I was gonna just say, hey, I listen to the show every week. I love the Trinity. I mean, this is how I heard of Vic was from listening to.
What about for the
show
years
every
and
week.
years I've been pushing him on Twitter and
Want
everywhere,
another one?
saying you got to get
I
into
don't-
this guy.
I
No.
don't have Twitter. But
Good.
Oh God,
yeah,
your
don't-
life must be so great.
don't get it.
Yeah, for real.
I know.
I wish I
What a world.
It's time to get away from Twitter.
is.
It's
But-
seriously,
gonna shut
it
my
just
account
makes
down.
you feel bad all day.
It's.
I'll tell you what,
can't
though,
have
Doug, it has
conversation.
made me feel good this week because everybody.
All those
wrote-
reviews coming
everybody-
in?
Yeah, the reviews have been
You know, they
through the
do
roof.
this
But
to
did
me
you read
all
the
time.
Breitbart
it was
review?
great. I saw it a few days
Yeah.
ago, and I was gonna
Breitbart
ask-
wrote a review.
Yeah. It's not nice.
Breitbart has a great.
Is it a good review?
It's sort of, but you can. They're going for like the hateful clicks. You know, they want
Right.
you to.
Are
get
they?
upset and
They're
shit.
saying it's like leftist propaganda or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Do they say anything about me?
No, they don't. I don't think they mention.
I mean, most
specific-
people don't
No.
mention me in the reviews
Right.
because it's a bit of a
Okay,
spoiler.
good.
But okay, good. Well, welcome to the. Thank you for your Casey. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being a big part of the
Yeah.
show today.
Thanks for calling.
And we have your number now, so we're going to give it out to the audience so they can
Rock it, man.
we can prank you. And his number
Yeah, that
is
sounds good.
273.
Well, since I don't have
5,
since I don't have Twitter, that'll
2,
keep me busy
6,
for a while.
3, 7,
Who's
5, 9.
There it is.
This is number.
Who's playing the Yoko? Is that Vic?
Yeah, I got Yoko.
Yeah.
At the MoMA.
4, 5, 8.
Okay, thank you.
We should be at the Mocha. Me and
Warning
you.
you with peace and love.
Oh, Jesus. A conversation between Ringo and Yoko right there.
Me and Vic should start a noise band and just perform.
Yeah, get me
Two
out of this.
laptops.
Get me out of the
Yeah.
equation.
Tim, we'll put you on the mixer and you can throw on reverb on it and stuff.
I in my sleepless 3 to 4 hour last night, the 3 a.m. to 4 a.m. kind of dreaming. I did have this vision of me and Doug swapping seats for a little bit during the show, so I could have some fun down there,
I'm Casey Kasem.
which I think could be a fun thing to think about.
You like to have fun.
Of course. I think I could elevate that position, actually. I think I could get in that Doug chair.
Elevate it. Please do it. Go for it, man.
Yeah. All right, let's take another call. Sorry.
Hello.
Your call.
Sorry to
Please try again.
Oh, sorry. I should give you a hand sign or something. Poor Aristotle back there, who's the yeoman of the show.
We're gonna talk to my brother-in-law next.
Oh, you're gonna call we're gonna call Vic's brother-in-law,
Some big
who has some big news.
Yeah, jackass.
And then we got a Trump supporter that's on our queue. Hopefully he'll answer. We could talk to him about. Maybe we'll talk about the Mueller.
Denied.
Hello.
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 Hi.
Hi. What's your name?
Hey, it's Mario from Pennsylvania.
Oh, hey,
There he is.
You don't get to talk to a lot of Marios
No.
these days.
You
I'm
don't.
actually, yeah, right.
Where's Luigi? Huh? Bing bang. Come on.
Oh,
Ooh, what do you got? A
me.
pizzeria?
I haven't heard that one before.
Yeah, I know. Sorry, I'm full of cliche. I'm full of cliches on this show that I don't prepare for. What do you think? I'm writing quips? No, listen,
hey,
Mario.
Congratulations on the new movie.
Thank you. Number one movie in the world.
I didn't know it had come out until this weekend. People were starting talking about it, and now I got to make arrangements to go see it. But that's great. Good news for everybody.
Do you guys love or hate that I'm just fully owning the success of this movie?
Hey, write it. Why not?
I don't know. It seems a little, maybe slightly out of bounds, but whatever. Mario, you are calling.
Yeah.
First of all, you're Vic's brother-in-law. How? How are you
right.
related to Vic?
He's married to my sister.
He's He's
Can you hear me, Mario?
No, he can't.
Oh.
Sorry.
I'll maybe we should switch mics. So you can you hear me?
What?
Mr. Brother-in-law?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now I can hear Vic. Is that Vic now?
Yeah, Doug, can you switch mics with Vic for this in this part of the show?
Sorry, Doug.
Yeah, no problem. Why can't we route these all into the call?
I am working on it. I've got to get Eric Natornicola in here to work
There
on
we go. Hey, Mario, how you doing, buddy? He can't hear. Maybe he can't hear me. Can you hear me?
Mario?
Yep.
Oh, there.
Yep. I can hear you.
You hear
Okay.
Vic? Okay.
What a boring
Man,
conversation this is.
This is wonderful.
So listen.
Yeah, so I'm married to Mario's.
I wasn't asking you, Vic. I'm asking Mario.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. How are we related again?
You're married to my sister-in-law.
Oh yeah, there we go.
What? You're married to my sister-in-law. What up? That's so removed. What?
Yeah.
How that did not bring me any closer to understanding the relationship.
Our wives are sisters.
There you go.
The wives' sister.
Not
the
that.
wives. Are sisters.
Okay, you got it. Your sisters are wives.
Our sisters are what?
Your wives
Our
are
wives.
sisters.
Yeah. That's
So no blood relation here. But do you I didn't know your sister was. Oh no, you're so okay. Your sister's not married.
No, she's not married. No.
But that's a pretty thin strand right there.
It's true.
But do you get along and enjoy and like each other as people?
I'll let him answer.
Oh
that.
yeah, absolutely.
Vic's a good guy.
I love Vic. He's the best. Yeah.
Are you
true.
proud of him
Always,
that he's kind of somewhat succeeded, and not in any kind of real way, but
people think I have, but I really haven't.
it's a funny image. With
Hey,
Doug.
I think he's super succeeded, especially when I see a lot of memes of his stuff years after he's made it.
Well, memes is the cash cow. Like when you start getting memes made from your work, that's when the money starts rolling in.
That's right.
So Mario,
I'm on a t-shirt. Mm-hmm.
you are in Philadelphia, is that right?
Yeah, Delaware County, just outside of Philly.
Okay.
Where'd you grow up, though?
Which county over?
Where are you from?
Miami, Florida.
Ooh.
There's no losing,
Yeah.
only learning.
So
I moved up here about 7 years ago, maybe 8 now. I think about it, but I wanted to call in.
Yes,
the reason
get to the
is,
point.
I gotta get to the point.
I want to know when you moved from Miami to Philly. That's kind of what the
Yeah, you
what the
want the
listeners are
month?
tuning in for.
Right. Exactly.
No, but you do have an issue to talk about. Very important local civic issue in the Delaware County area. Please speak your mind.
Delaware County is a trash dump right now. I'm serious here. I mean, probably with the people, but now it's actually literally a trash dump now because you're driving down I-95, you're driving down the blue route, as they say here, and all across the lanes, well, on the side, you see a ton of trash. And I mean, I've been here for a while, and I just started noticing it, but apparently this has been a bigger issue for years.
Go clean it up.
To the point where
it's loud.
PennDOT, who is supposed to maintain the roads in Pennsylvania, is spending a ton of their budget in just the 5 counties surrounding Philly and Philly itself. So it is a huge problem here. You're driving down, and it looks like some trash dump truck just was left open and is spewing all this stuff on the ground. It's disgusting here.
Go clean it up. Don't wait for the government to go do your.
That's right, because I want to tell you something. My hero today is DJ Doug Pound. Because what DJ Doug Pound did is, I don't know why you did this. You saw a problem and you went and you dealt with it. There was the LA River, especially in the Atwater, sort of leading into downtown area, is a disastrous trash heap of just rain runoff, receipts and garbage bags and junk.
Mess.
And Doug, on a Saturday or whenever it was, got some friends, some hip dudes. I'm going to tell you something. These kids are all in rock groups, if you ask me.
They were not.
They're thinking about it. They're thinking about getting a rock group together. Or a DJ.
Okay, one of them is in a group, but the rest are not musicians.
They wear tight shorts and colorful hats.
You got to keep the shorts tight for the
and
leeches.
Ironic T-shirts.
Got to show off the
And
thighs.
those guys went down to that river and with trash bags and dumped more trash. They dumped more trash, ladies and gentlemen. Can you believe it? Why? Why would they do such a thing? No, they went there with empty trash bags, and they filled up the trash bags with the garbage.
But then where did you put the garbage?
In the river.
Right.
They dumped it right back in. It's a disgrace. Yeah. And we have to figure out what the hell is going on. But no. Tell us about the experience, Doug. Enlighten us with that.
Well, if Mario probably can't hear me, but there's something
Mario,
I saw.
we're talking to Doug, and you just have to be patient.
Okay.
There's a trend that I saw called trash tag. I think it was on Reddit or something, where people see a bunch of trash and they go clean it up, and it's like.
So you just want to be part of an internet hashtag?
Well, no,
experience.
No, I don't care about that. But the world is full of trash, and
the world is a vampire.
That kind of stuff bums me out too. So I just figured.
What's up?
If it's a big Aristotle's
clean up a little bit around your neighbor, around your community.
The Great LA River cleanup.
Instead of waiting for everyone else to clean it up, you just do it yourself. And
waiting on the world to change.
But you got to keep doing it though, right? Are you going this weekend?
I'm gonna like Aristotle showed us, there is a group that will clean up the river, but I'm trying to find maybe another because that will be cleaned up. But I'm trying to find another spot that to clean up. Maybe
I like it.
Hiking areas. Or Tim cut my mic.
No, I didn't. It was kind of distorting, and these levels need to be worked.
Yeah, I don't know why this is. Oh, is it that? Is it?
Yeah. Anyways, well, listen, Mario. Did you learn anything?
If anyone wants to join me on the next cleanup, hit me up because it's fun. Actually, it
well,
only took 3 hours, and we got like 10 bags of trash.
You talked to the rep, right? You talked to your county rep.
Yeah, so what I tried doing, because I'm all for cleaning up. That's fine. I wish I could get a group going and stuff, but these are on pretty dangerous roads. This is not like
this is off the on the side of the highway, dude.
Yeah, the side of the highway.
That's why you stage an accident at the top and start a car on
I
fire.
I contacted my local state rep, who was supposed to represent us in Harrisburg, and they were pretty nice. Like I walked into the office, she wasn't there, but her office manager was. And basically told us, wait till spring, wait till PennDOT is going to start doing their cutting of and mowing of grass, and then they'll have to clean it up then because they can't, ride their mowers or whatever if there's trash on the way.
Okay.
And then that's when they do their
PennDOT. This is a message to you, PennDOT. Get your act together. We pay your taxes. We pay taxes for you to clean up our roads and streets. Right. Do the job.
Mario, what kind of trash is it mainly? Is it
Javik, no one cares what kind of trash it is.
I'm just wondering where it's
diapers and
condoms.
condoms.
All over the place.
Diapers and
everything,
condoms.
man.
Is it like mattresses
It's
and stuff, or
everything.
is it just like McDonald's?
you know-
Could they do their part too? You know, like bags of wrappers and
Yeah, they should
Bags,
start taxing.
wrappers,
The,
Well,
we
you know
look at
what?
the
There's an
fancy
interesting
everything, but-
there's an interesting law that I just heard about that's being proposed in California. The No Slips Act or the No Slips Law or something where it's no
the receipts.
no
thing?
no receipts.
Oh.
Don't give
that's
receipts
great.
unless you ask for one and you get it emailed to you. That's like the base procedure there.
Yeah, because you go to CVS and you get like a 3-foot long strip.
I know, and I
Yeah,
never
that's
want them. I
ridiculous.
never want the receipts.
Right.
I'm not accounting for anything I do. There's no paper record. There's no paper record of my life for the past. I would say I've never kept receipts. So, you know, I guess my American Express bill gets saved online and people can access that. That's public. You know, if you want to go on to Amex.com, type in Tim Heidecker monthly statement, and you'll get my Amex receipt.
Tim, when are you going to release your tax return? We're all waiting.
What about when they ask you if you want a bag for this? I always feel like I have to leave with the item I'm purchasing in a bag. If not, they think I'm taking it.
that's a good point.
Well, I mean, if I bring bags to the grocery store, you know, that's become
Yeah.
Yeah, and out here they charge you for
I
the
do that
bags,
too.
which
they
is
charge you $4 for
yeah,
a bag here
for a
Just
paper
nuts.
bag.
All right, that's enough about trash. This show's
trash talk.
This is Trash Talk
Thanks
with Tim Heidecker.
Thanks for talking,
I'll
Mario.
give you guys an update if you guys want in a few months.
We'll
But,
see.
Sure.
before
Yeah,
we
we'll
tell me
see.
to
We'll get
wait.
back to you on that.
We'll see. We're going to take a look at Google Earth and see if the terrain of the 676
That's right.
has changed in a significant way. If they've got some new satellite images.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, everybody.
Okay.
Take care, man.
All right.
Thanks, Mario. Good to talk to you. A
Bye,
friend,
bye,
a family
bye.
member of Vic. I consider a family member. Okay, we're all in the same gene pool.
Love you guys. Bye-bye.
Love
See you,
you,
buddy.
Ring-a-ding. What else? Let's take another call. If
Tim, you got to admit that there's some things you can agree with from the conservatives of the world is that the government doesn't do a good job.
Hello?
You got to
good
take
morning.
things into your own hand.
Not necessarily.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you? Doug's been listening to too much Rogaine. What's going on? What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Lauren Smith from Columbia, Missouri. I'm calling from Columbia, Missouri, but I'm
Are you a little
from
nervous?
Utah.
Are you a little
Yeah.
nervous to talk to me? But just relax, okay? We're all friends here. I'm just a regular guy. Catholic school, educated.
We're all fine with people.
Okay. Yeah,
So-
that's my that was part of my question.
Okay, talk to me. What do you want to talk about?
Well, actually, I kind of changed my mind after I wrote my question.
We're
I
desperate
was
for
wondering-
material here, so anything you want to provide will be helpful.
I was wondering if what y'all thought of the Mike Lee stuff.
Oh, when he was
Utah.
Mike Lee from Utah was in front of
Oh my God.
Senate, and I didn't watch the whole thing, but I think I had a different take on it. I think he was doing something satirical.
Who's this guy?
Right.
Vic,
I don't even know who this is.
the senator from Utah.
happen
He
yesterday?
said the solution to climate change is have a family.
Oh, I didn't see that, but
Oh.
I saw him bring up
Right?
these like ridiculous
Did you see-
images, like President Reagan on a Velociraptor. It was like this. It was a kind of like an absurd, time wasting kind of thing. Is that correct, Lauren?
Yes.
But people like take him literally and seriously, and it just seems like he was, and I don't think it's a wise use of any kind of like federal government time to be doing this, but it seemed clearly like it was some kind of trolling move, not like he was sincere. Right?
Oh, I
No, but
see.
he ended it on this sincere note
Yeah,
about like
right, but he got sincere when he was talking about babies.
I didn't see
see,
that.
that's what I'm talking about.
What did he say about babies?
Oh. That's the key part. At the end, he shows a picture of babies of all races, and he says, the real answer is getting married, having more kids, so they can solve the problem,
Ah, that's good. Yeah, that makes sense.
essentially.
That's all we need to do is overpopulate.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
nuts. That guy sounds like he's nuts. right?
I could pull it up.
Yeah, yes,
If
yeah.
you want to hear the
Yeah,
clip.
we'll hear the clip. Sorry, Lauren, you probably can't hear Doug, but he's going to pull up the clip so the audience can join in the fun.
Stand by
Okay.
here. Stand by. Yeah, it's a 1 minute long clip. Here we go.
To solve climate change is nothing compared with the courage needed to start a family. The true heroes of this story aren't politicians.
Oh.
And they aren't social media activists. They're moms and dads.
Uh-oh.
And the little boys and girls that they are at this very moment, putting down for naps or helping with their homework, building tree houses.
What does this have to do
teaching
with
them how
climate
tie their
change at
shoes.
all?
Let's see what point he makes.
The planet does not need for us to think globally and act locally so much as it needs us to think family and act personally.
Oh, my God. That's like
The
Doug's
solution
message.
to climate change is not this
What's Doug's message?
unserious
Oh, yeah, about the
resolution
river.
that we're considering this week in the Senate, but rather the serious business of human flourishing.
Serious
solution
business
to
of
so many
human
of our
flourishing.
At all times and in all places is to fall in love, get married, and have some kids.
Oh, my God.
What is going on?
That's his final
That's bizarro.
statement on it.
So that's
And
nuts,
the
man.
picture, the painting he's holding up with like Reagan is like that. It looks like it's done by the same dude who did that Trump thing where he's on the tank.
Yeah.
You know,
McNaughton.
Yeah, that
McNaughton.
dude. Yeah, McNaughton.
Well,
John
Of
McNaughton.
people lost their fucking minds, you know?
wow.
True.
What is it? The human business of flourishing?
So many of our problems. At all
You got to
times,
clip out all of those
Yeah.
remarks, right? That's
that's really good.
gold
fall
right
in
there.
love,
All right.
get married.
He got
He
elected. How did
actually
he get-
quoted a Mormon church thing. So that was interesting.
Well, he's from Utah, so he must be in the Mormon church because
I don't know what to say to that. I don't have a perspective
what-
other than
it's
that's
like
just
so
cuckoo.
out there that it's like, what do you? you
Mhm.
know, no one's taking that seriously.
Wait, I do want to ask Doug if there's going to be more Pound House.
Question is to Doug, and he'll wait for the mic, and the mic is now his, so you can hear his answer. No, the answer
we
is
would,
no.
We would love to, but
Nobody wants it.
nobody wants it.
That's
Get him
not
outta
real.
here.
What if I do a Kickstarter? Maybe we'll do it. Okay, bye.
I'd do. I'd contribute.
Yeah.
Well, what about this one?
You
Here,
get
take-
43 contributors.
Take yours back.
Guys, we do not
no one
have a
wants my sh-
plurality.
No
We
one
do-
wants my shows.
Nobody wants our shows. We do not have a plurality. We do not have the people. We have nobody listening to this show. I looked at the charts. Aristotle, why aren't we on the charts? No one's listening. No one cares.
I had another show that I was pitching, and I just found out last week that it was
Not
denied.
going to happen.
Denied.
Nobody wants what we
Aw.
have to offer. The fans out there are rabid, and you feel like it's all you want to watch, and that you feel like there's a number of you, but the numbers are small. What, compared to who? Ellen DeGeneres? What do you think?
Ooh.
Ellen's getting Adult Swim shows.
Shit, sorry.
Yikes.
I bumped
I
her.
don't like that person.
Ellen DeGeneres now has 3 Adult Swim shows. She's got the 4 a.m. Special and then 2 animated things. And then Oprah also has a Adult Swim show coming.
I heard she was doing a collaboration with Sarah Silverman.
Is that right?
So that's
That would be nice.
Yeah,
I would watch.
kinda like
I would
the-
like that. I want to see that.
Have mercy.
How do all these people get all these chances? Tim, I do that. We obviously go on this rant about. I mean, we obviously on Cinema World talk about this satirically, but in all honesty, how does this Tim Burton keep getting these like truckloads of cash to make movies? Like the word on Dumbo is that it's a dumb flop bow. It's not gonna Dumbo ain't gonna take flight. You know. And he like one after another. If you look at his IMDb, like it's one. I mean, maybe they make money, I guess, over
He
time
just
or
got to
something.
a point where he just makes remakes of classic films that
And-
anybody's
and-
just going to
What
go
about the
to
Pokemon
anyway.
movie?
Is he making the Pokemon movie?
Oh, no.
No, I don't think so. But that's in the same vein. I feel like. I also don't know if it came out or not. But I couldn't believe the trailers.
But I'm talking about
Because
Tim
of
Burton
live
here.
action?
Like Tim Burton spends 3 years making Dumbo. They put a shitload of money into it, and then
She got bored.
Goodbye. And then
Or was that
I did that. I'm just kidding.
oh, I was thinking Lauren's not going to hang up.
I don't know. Tim Burton gets a pass for me for making Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Fine, but
like, he can do whatever he wants. He made Pee-wee.
I know, but I'm talking about if you're Disney.
I don't think Tim Burton is a good example of this.
Tim Burton.
Tim Burton.
He's the Tim Burton in The Cowardly Lion.
I love all his films, every single one.
Well, I just think if you're the executives at one of these big companies, you're like, all right, Tim, one more shot you get with this Dumbo. You hear me? That Alice in Wonderland was like impossible to look at. You better make this right for us, Timmy boy. This better be a smash. I want Oscars here, Timmy. And then he delivers that, which is just an elephant turd from what I'm hearing. Maybe it's great. I shouldn't judge.
Is the Aladdin remake out yet? Is that out?
No.
No?
Not yet.
Thank you for calling.
I saw
Okay.
a good clip of.
I just don't
of
understand.
Aladdin.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
The genie,
sorry.
like in the Disney park. Did you see this? There's a Disney. They have this Aladdin show.
Yeah.
And the genie on it is doing like a Robin Williams impression, but he's doing all topical references.
Oh,
of,
no.
Of like 2019.
Oh, this is like
I don't know if you
at
can
Disneyland or
find
something
it.
like that?
Yeah, it's at Disneyland. It's all like about
I'd love
the
to hear that.
Kardashians and- I can't.
Wow. Oh,
I
oh
actually-
fucking A. Oh, hey. Oh, hello. Hello.
Let me see if I can find.
What's up? I can't think of any references. Ha. Oh, yes. Oh, fucking A. Oh, wow. Oh, big time. Oh. There's Skype. Oh.
We're sorry. Your call cannot be completed as dialed. Please check
Ow.
the number.
Oh, just give me any. I can't leave one thing.
Yeah, what?
One pop culture thing. Oh, Star is Born. Here it comes. Bradley Cooper. Yeah. Oh, fucking A.
Lady Gaga.
Oh, Lady Gaga. Yes.
I
Oh.
can't find it.
That's my Robin.
So can I ask my original question?
The original question: are we good? Do we have? What is the original question? Is goodness? No. What is the original question?
Did you do religion as children?
Did you do religion?
Did you do it?
And can you tell me more about that? Well, because I saw, I didn't listen to it, which I still need to, but I saw that you sang a duet or some duets of church songs with Wise Blood.
Yes.
And
I have the
around there.
church. I have the church in my body. I was raised Catholic. I've spoken about this. I was raised Catholic because my dad was raised Catholic, and I think we were. It was the better school move to go to the Catholic school, and they wanted us to kind of have a baseline moral understanding. Doug, you're Catholic too, right?
Proud Catholic.
Yeah. So I went to church, went to Catholic school, was an altar boy, and in high school I separated myself from the belief structure of the church through some general logical reasoning that many of the constructs of the religion seem pretty batty.
Do you ever think of doing? Was it Unitarian, where it's not really like,
like literally
like
eating
anything go or
flesh?
just it's just like a hang. It's like a good hang. But it's interesting. My daughter, and she's not really around much religion, but she's 5, and she's asking questions like, "What is God? Who is Jesus?" And we're kind of like deflecting a little bit. Like we're not trying to discourage it, but we're sort of like, well, some people believe this, and I don't want to like make it seem like verboten, but I also
gotta tell her that Christianity is the one true religion.
It's the one true.
The other ones
if
are
you don't,
all
I said to
false
her,
idols.
if you do not believe that Lord Jesus Christ is our Savior, you are going to hell. And what that means is you're going to burn in the fiery pits of Satan's chamber for all time.
Eternity.
That hell
You're
business
fired.
is
Is
pretty
any of-
dopey. Imagine that. Imagine I'm like, yeah. Imagine this scenario. I'm living my life. I'm being a good person as well as I can, but I'm not perfect. I make mistakes.
We're all sinners, Tim.
I get up. I'm having a crummy day. I masturbate, let's say. masturbate
Well, you're
to
going
someone that is not my wife, the thinking of someone that's not my wife.
Sure smells good.
And I get out of my house. Somebody cuts me off when I'm driving to work. I go, fuck you. Go fuck yourself, goddammit. Goddamn that son of a bitch. Cut me off. And then a second later, I get rammed by a tow truck or a pickup truck or actually a semi-truck. And I'm instantly killed.
That's God.
I'm instantly killed. This is happening in real time, folks. Instantly killed.
Bye-bye.
Blood is drained from my body. Brain dies. All life ceases to exist within my soul.
Thank you all for being here.
Instantly, whatever is my consciousness or my soul or me, whatever, me on the license, on the passport, is somehow now physically manifested in some dark, hot, I guess, hell. And
Weather's hot.
And boy, I'm there, well, what did I do to deserve this? Well, you broke the commandments. You did these, you didn't accept Jesus Christ in your life. All right. Well, now what's my punishment? Oh, you're here forever, for eternity now. What? What does that even mean? How long? Nobody deserves that kind of punishment. Anybody that thinks that has got to be cuckoo.
I think living it for eternity, even here, would be hell.
Well, exactly.
You know what
I don't
mean?
want to go to
Imagine?
heaven either.
Yeah, I know.
What am I going to be? Oh, good. I've reunited with my grandpa.
There's no end.
Oh, great. Now
and
what?
then you got to spend eternity with your grandpa.
Now I'm with my grandpa. Hi, Gramps. It was awkward. It was awkward spending 5 minutes with you when I was a kid. So now I'm fucking hanging out with you. Oh, there's my dog from when I was a kid. Great.
Got to clean up his shit and everything.
Nah, I
Do you
doubt
have
that.
any recollection of seeing a video during shooting Purple commercials of a little girl praying the Pledge of Allegiance? Does that ring a bell at all?
No, it doesn't.
Caller, what's your take on the whole Catholic thing?
My take?
Yeah.
Why'd you ask? Why'd you ask? You must have some personal connection to it. Go.
Well, I grew up Mormon, and it's kind of the same thing where it was baseline morals, but I've since separated myself from the faith, and I was just wondering.
Did you go on a mission?
No, I didn't. My little sister did.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Still.
Thanks for calling.
Trash talk and church talk.
Okay,
trash
bye.
and church talk. Bye, Lauren. All the best to you. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Have a great weekend. Why am I always... Somebody call in who's a doctor. I need help. I'm always so congested at night. Why is that? Why can I feel relatively good during the day, Doug? And then at night, it all turns to hell.
Because you're during the day, you're moving around, you're getting the blood pumping, you're pumping out the phlegm,
the mucus.
And when you lay down at night, it
all comes into your head.
Yeah, just got to sleep standing up.
All right, let's take
down like
our
a bat.
Trump caller if he's around.
Trump caller?
Donald Trump's calling in. He's doing a lot of press today.
Thank you all. Wow!
Sorry. Hello.
Oh, he's getting cold feet, this cunt. Yeah. Anybody know what note that note is? It's an A.
Hello.
Hello?
Thank you.
Hello?
The phone ring.
Please.
That's the tone of a ring. It's an A.
I can't hear you.
All right, well.
What happened? He chickened out.
I guess he chickened out.
Needed a safe space.
We'll take another call.
You know what? We were going to shut him down.
I feel bad for the kid that makes best of clips from office hours. He's got nothing to work with yet. He's like, all right, I'll keep.
We're sorry.
Uh-oh. Oh, I know what the trolls have done now. They're flooding the inbox with dank numbers, rank numbers.
If you'd like to make a call, please hang up and try again.
Now, that could be you guys.
That was me.
Okay, cool. Good shit.
Hello?
Who we got now? Same dude.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, how's it going? What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good. So this is Will. I called in last week
Oh, great.
from St. Louis.
You're fired.
St. Louis. Okay.
You-
What do you got for me today?
You called me last week. So
Glad you could
so
drop in.
I was thinking about something, and I was kind of wondering, like Oprah has Dr. Phil, and what if Office Hours had like a Dr. Will? That'd be me.
Oh, yeah. Are you the psychologist?
That's right.
That'll be the day.
Okay.
And the only reason why I bring this up is because, like you're calling me, so I'm not calling you, harassing you.
Uh-huh.
You have total control over me being on the show, so I feel like I can have the freedom to just say, look, I can offer these services.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna fly into Los Angeles.
No, I understand.
And go to the Brown Derby and see, Vic Berger. He's eating a, steak Diane and a,
Okay.
Cobb salad,
All right.
and interrupt his meal.
The problem
I'm
is
not
you
gonna
were kind of
interrupt the show.
I mean, no offense. It was interesting what you were talking about last week, but it was a little bit of a dull conversation about mental illness that kind of lost. I think we all kind of got exhausted from that experience. So I'm not super excited about the energy you're bringing to the show, but, and the other thing is, I don't know how to take more than one call at a time. So if it was sort of an advice thing, it would be hard to have a conversation with two listeners. You know what I mean? Because I don't have any questions for you. Doug or Vic, do you have any questions for a psychologist?
Hello?
What's the best way to get happy? How do you get happy?
How do you get happy, Vic wants to know. Quickly, please.
I think the best way to be happy is to accept your current circumstance and to
so
be
hard.
mindful in the moment.
I eat because I'm unhappy.
I think that's ultimately what it is. I mean, happiness is as much acceptance as it is an emotion, I think.
So you've been spending
That is very
40
interesting.
and $60 a week,
There you go. Now you're getting Dr. Phil clips. Great.
but that's not what we're talking about.
Now, the other thing I want to point out too is Dr. Phil was not a therapist. When he met Oprah, he was a jury selection consultant. So he's not even a real expert in the area.
No,
Like,
he's a fraud.
I've had training, and I've had
I don't believe that's
experience
true at all.
in many different areas. And so I think
real deal.
if you wanted to have this type of dynamic, add this type of dynamic to the show. I mean, if you go back and look at the chats from last week, the people commenting while I was talking, I mean, it's pretty much universally loved. So
really?
I think
I didn't
there
go
could
back
be
and look at the
something-
chats.
Oh yeah, if you look at it, it's very, very positive. So,
Nobody really cares.
Oh, does that mean we're still live though, right?
Fair enough?
Says we're live.
I can still hear you.
Okay. Got to
Okay.
run.
Yeah, I think it says we're still live.
Thanks for your call.
Sorry, we just had a drop from the iPad that's controlling the cameras. Did it run out of batteries, or it just?
Let me ask you a question.
Distressing.
Since we got you on the
Please.
phone, if you're in the dumps, how do you get out?
If you're in the dumps, well, I think so. So part of a strategy for dealing with mood symptoms is just to make a choice, regardless of how you feel, that you're just going to do whatever it is you need to do for instance, for the day. So if my goal is just to simply get out of bed, go to the mailbox and get the mail and come back in, I'm not going to base that decision on how I feel. I'm going to do it,
Right.
regardless of how I feel. And the idea is that if you do that over and over again, you can actually improve your mood over time by not relying on, well, when I feel like it, I'll do it. Well, that day's never going to come. And that's true for almost everyone.
Okay.
And the most successful people have sort of learned that. Even if they couldn't articulate it, that's what they've learned, I think.
Really?
Well, listen, I agree with that prescription. I think when if I'm feeling down, first of all, I feel like a good walk always helps. If I'm sometimes here's the thing.
Yeah, physical activity.
There's a tremendous amount. Everyone thinks like, oh, you're so busy. How do you do all these things? How do you manage all this stuff? Sometimes there's like lots of time with nothing that I really need to do. And sometimes you can take that.
That surprises me. Actually,
sometimes
though,
you should
to hear
take
you
that
say
opportunity. Well, I'll explain. Because if I'm not shooting something, there's maybe three or four different things I could be doing. I could be in the middle of shooting something, which is does take up a long periods of time or
Where are you
hours in the
from?
day. And
sorry.
and so there's that, or there's sort of meetings to talk with other people about preparation of things. Those tend to not take a long time. Those can be an hour or two, maybe a little longer if you're kind of talking. And then there's sort of the writing ideas, writing and doing that work. That can be kind of concentrated time, but it's also stuff that you can really push off and put off until you really need to do it. And then there's like the stuff that just kind of like an idea will come to me that will be a big idea that will dictate the next several months of my life maybe, but it happens in a flash, and all it requires me to do is write like for 5 minutes to kind of get the bones of it down, right? So then there's these days like this week I kind of felt like I kind of don't have much on my plate. I'm waiting for some things. I'm waiting for some answers about some things, and I could really not do anything. I should probably
that
do
really
like
surprised
stuff.
me a lot.
You've established that.
Do you agree that you smoke
But-
pot?
Because I think
It's true,
The type
and-
of output that you have is you do so much stuff.
I know,
over
but it's
so many different.
It's
mediums.
feast or famine. So I'm in a famine right now, but also there's things happening. But I'll say, what am I going to do today? How can I? What should I do today? Maybe I shouldn't do anything. Maybe I just need to kind of chill out, enjoy the day, and I'll say, well, I'll go for a walk. So I'll go for a walk just to get out, feel like I'm doing something, get a little lunch. But there are definitely days where you feel like I could like I've made this joke before, but I kind of identify with Brian Wilson during his bedridden years, because it's like if you're a musician or if you're an artist or something, you might have these periods in your life where you don't feel very creative, you don't have a lot of ideas, and what are you going to do? Where do you sit? Where do
I
you
don't like my club at all.
Where do you live? You just can, and you have a nice bed. Fucking lie down. Have a rest.
Great fucking record, man. Speaking of Brian Wilson, have you seen Love and Mercy?
Yeah.
I thought that was a really, really good portrayal of what was happening with him. I thought that was.
I think it
wasn't
is a
perfect,
good.
but
I think it was really good. You know what else was really good? The Dirt.
What's that?
Did you guys watch The Dirt, the Motley Crue movie?
Okay.
Is it like
No, not yet. I read the book.
No,
The movie was fun.
Is it documentary or people?
No,
like,
it's like
pretending to be?
it's like a Bohemian Rhapsody deal. It was fun. It was like didn't take itself too seriously. I think it's getting raked over the coals as being like a classic band movie. I think. What's our Rotten Tomatoes on The Dirt? Can someone look that up?
But that's not what we're talking about.
Well,
Hey Tim, I got a question.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I give you a couple of social media recommendations?
Yeah.
Sure.
42%.
All right, so one is Phil Braun, which is he's a friend of the show.
Of
and
course,
you
we love
actually
Phil, Uncle
retweeted
Phil.
Something.
We
You
should call him
retweeted
Uncle
something
Phil.
of his.
Phil, I'm warning you.
And that's the first time I ever heard of him. So thanks for that. I appreciate it.
Okay.
There's another guy that's a political commentator who's great. His name's Don Hughes, and he's on Twitter at Get Fiscal. So GETFISCAL. Get Fiscal.
Fair enough.
Okay.
So he's a great political guy. Follow him for sure. And another thing I wanted to say is actually for anyone in the audience who's not following Doug on Instagram, he's got a really great Instagram.
90% of the
and
audience.
I just noticed too, Doug, you were cleaning up the river, and so I thought that
Yeah,
was
we already
something
talked
just
about
to
that.
mention as.
Let me ask you something.
Really? I did. I missed it. I'm sorry.
That's okay. If people listening are interested in your insights into mental health, are you offering that they can contact you through social media?
If they want to, I have a Twitter.
Give it out.
Okay, so it's at Doctor, so it's Dr at Dr _ and then it's DUMBER. I'm sorry, DUMBSTR.
Dumpster?
STER.
Oh yeah. Oh good.
Dumpster.
Hey,
No.
who are you talking
Wait,
to about
now
your
you're
mental
telling
health?
us you're
I'm
Dr.
talking about
Dumpster?
Dr. Dumpster. Yeah, Dr.
that's
Dumpster just
it.
talked
That's
me
my
off a
Twitter.
bridge.
And that's not my actual last name.
Okay.
But
Well,
just a shout out to the Dumpster.
This sounds like
Fire team as
like
well.
an insurance liability for me to be recommending Dr. Dumpster for mental health advice.
I'm
but-
following. I'm smashing that follow.
But you can say Dr. Will. That's really probably that's a much better label, I think, for my expertise.
Okay.
And you're really a doctor? You're not just like making this up?
Where are you calling from? And you're a real doctor?
Need to see his paper.
I am a real doctor.
All right,
I do
Dr.
have a
Dumpster.
doctorate.
Dr. Dumpster.
Dumbster. Okay. All the best. See
That's
Dumbo
it.
this weekend.
Thanks so much, Tim. Take care.
Bye.
And
one more other thing.
Just shut the fuck up. But that's not what we're talking about.
Yeah. Well, I like that guy.
Yeah.
He's all right. He's a slow burn.
I like his insights.
I do too.
I don't know what the hell you were talking about taking a nap and walking around. It's like,
what do you
we
mean?
asked a simple question. It's like, hell, I have a meeting and then I have this, and then it's like, what is he talking about?
I was making a lot of sense.
Right, Vic? It's
I don't
like-
have a 9-to-5 job.
Logical thing to do?
I don't have a 9-to-5 job where I come in, punch the clock, and sit there and answer phones all day.
Who is that helping though? Who else?
I
Has
know.
Most people are punching in
if you're
at
in the dumps,
7:30, working overtime.
All I can tell you is my own personal
I'm
experience.
punching in at 9 o'clock every
Sometimes
week.
I have an idea.
Yeah.
I liked Nick Cave. Nick Cave, who I admire. Nick Cave, right? In the Bad Seeds.
What is the problem?
Nick Cave he's very disciplined. He goes into his office, he puts on a suit, and he goes into his office that has a piano and a typewriter, and he writes songs every day. Like that's his job.
Well, yeah, there's the whole thing. You know that book, The Art of War? No, The War of Art. It's about just going in every day and clocking in and doing it, even if you're not inspired. You just go.
There was
do
a
it.
great, I'm a Beatles freak, and this all comes back to the Beatles. There's this podcast I've talked about many times, something about the Beatles, and there's hours and hours of this audio from the Let It Be sessions, the Get Back sessions, where they're trying to figure out what they're doing and trying to figure out if they're going to make this documentary or a live concert. And there's many, many hours. And Peter Jackson is taking that audio and taking all that film and audio, and they're going to make a new movie of it. But this podcast was playing all these clips, and there was this one great observation and sort of advice from Paul McCartney as he's talking to the guys, a couple of the guys, because there's this feeling of like, I don't feel like coming in today. I don't really want to work. It's a drag. We got to show up, and they just want to chill and do drugs or whatever, hang out with Yoko, and he's like, but the work is doing the work is where the inspiration comes from. By showing up, by just working, then you can't do it any other way. You can't just sit at home and wait for ideas to come. You have to just work. You have to get in with the people you like, and just play around and do the work. And that's the only place where inspiration and greatness grows from.
I had a songwriting teacher in college, and he said, "Write a bad song every day for a week. I bet you can't." Meaning, you just write all these shitty songs.
I
And
bet
then all
he's
of a sudden,
proud of himself for coming up with that one.
He is. Yeah.
Is that it?
Do the work. And he's, Paul's like, well, if we just get together and do the work, and, it might be a bunch of rubbish the first 2 days, but after a while, something good will come.
Let me see.
We're gonna get high.
So that's pretty good advice from Macca.
Don't you get it?
All right, who's next
I
on
did
the line?
say that. Would you say that? What?
Calling. If your phone's ringing right now, you're in luck. You've just won 2 tickets to see Foreigner at the Commerce Casino.
Speaking of that, the Bear Man.
Hello.
You hear the Bear Man?
Wait, stand by. We have breaking news. Who's on the line?
This is Phil.
Oh, hi, Phil.
What's up, Phil?
Uncle Phil is here. Do you mind being called Uncle Phil on the show?
Well, I would love to be called Uncle Phil.
Okay. I just have to stop. I have to pause you for a minute. That Vic has some breaking news that is very local and important and personal for me, but might not have any interest to the audience here at home.
There's a new Chipotle opening?
The Bear Man has passed away from WZZO.
WZZO in
95.1.
Lehigh Valley. The Bearman and Keith were the local shock jock morning zoo guys.
Keith is carrying on, at least.
Is he?
He's his new sidekick is Raymond, the Amish comic.
No, he is not.
He's been on it a lot.
Really?
Yeah, he's been on it a lot.
So let me give you a little background here, folks. Stick with us, Vic, Phil, Uncle Phil. This is hard. Bearman was a was obviously a big man. He was a big, heavy set guy. Do we know how old he was when he passed away? Couldn't have been that old.
57.
Oh, really? Young. How did he die? Suicide?
It was sudden. That's all they said.
It's a heart attack. He's not
yeah,
the.
he was the
He
bad
doesn't
man.
look healthy.
No.
He looked. Yeah, he looked like one of those big, Eastern Pennsylvania brick house kind of heavy,
just Google 'em,
overweight.
guys.
Yeah,
Look 'em
Bearman.
up, yeah.
But these guys, when I was growing up, I listened to them every morning. They were the Zoo Crew in Allentown, and they were competitors, I guess, of Howard Stern. But I think I don't know. I didn't get a good signal from the Philadelphia station listening to Howard on 94 point WYSP, 94.1. And then you had DeBella on 93.3 WMMR. But in Allentown, we had Bearman and Keith. And that was a racist show. It was so.
Right.
It was. If I would listen to it now, it would be shocking. And I mean, I'm sure they're not racist. I'm sure their show has evolved since we listened to it in the 90s, or maybe not.
No.
But they used to do
They had
just
to go
like
through the whole Obama years too.
Oh God. So they were a classic rock station, and they would just. I remember like a jive talking guy that they would have on. It was not.
Remember Mr. Manley?
Mr. Manley, yeah.
He wasn't too bad.
No, it was very misogynistic and as Howard Stern was at the time too. But they felt like I don't know if they had the comedy chops to make it acceptable.
They refer to Obama as B.O.
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 Ah, pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, this is
He was
anyways.
64, by the way.
64. Okay, well that's enough. That's enough of him.
Bye.
It's plenty Bearman. Condolences to his family, to the loyal Bearman and Keith listeners out there. Now you have a new show to listen to. You can listen to Office Hours. We dropped the racism and the misogyny for just good time goofs.
Yeah, good times, huh?
Except unless you consider my every week evisceration of the British accent to be some kind of racial stereotype that isn't fair.
Phil?
Well, anyways, Phil, what do you have for us today?
Well, this is sad news. It's sad to be kind of bringing this in now after hearing that. But, maybe some of the listeners need to call Dr. Dummer and
Dr. Dumpster. Dr. Dumpster is now standing by to take your calls. He's a grief counselor now, as we all learn and accept the death of Bearman.
I know why Phil was calling, though. So I don't know if he can hear me.
Oh,
Phil, why are you calling? Lay it on us.
Why am I calling?
Yeah.
Well, I was watching one of Vic's latest with Robert Davi, which those videos always kill me, and he always has some great little phrase or something to use, and I don't know if you want to play that or you want to just talk about it. But,
yeah, talk about Davi, Vic.
So
Robert Davi.
Robert Davi is he's a well-known actor, I believe, and he was in James Bond.
Goonies.
Goonies is his big one. He was the lead for Telly. He was the bad guy in that. And but as of 2015, he's been a hardcore Trump head, and he's been out there on Fox News and
is he on Fox News or
yeah,
just?
He
I thought he was
on
just
Fox News all the time.
Okay.
Yeah. He was like one of the top.
Is he going to get the Kennedy
pro-Trump
Center honors?
Yeah,
he's going to get the.
But what happened was when Trump was filling acts for his inauguration, Davi was pissed because he was overlooked to sing
because he does a Sinatra thing.
Yeah, it's a Sinatra thing. So he's been pissed about Trump, but
you should play that Robert Davi Gangman style thing. It's really funny.
Yeah.
Play it, Doug. You'll like this.
Yeah.
It's it's meant to be a comedy. It's meant to be funny, but it's got some.
Tough guy, Robert Davi. You know me from
good.
a lot of films. James Bond, License to Kill, Goonies, a ton of other things. I got The Iceman coming out May 3rd.
Yeah.
I did my first movie with Frank Sinatra in 1977, and I saw a lot of changes over the last several thousand years. But the thing that's pissed me off more than anything, okay, was this thing called Gungam or Gangam or whatever the hell it is. 1 billion hits on YouTube. Let me tell you something. When I grew up, we didn't have Gangnam Style. That was bullshit, that Metro shit. We did Gangland Style.
Gangland
Style. Back of
Style.
the fucking head. That's what you do. Gangnam Style, my ass.
Very
It's me
violent.
fucking nuts. All right? You guys better learn something out there. Gangnam Style. What the hell is this? He's got these broads walking around him. Hey, sexy ladies. Hey, sexy ladies. Come on, you girls are buying that shit? Are you really buying that shit? Gangland Style.
All right,
What the hell?
But he well, keep playing it because then he
Gotta
goes.
change the stupid outfit, let me tell you right now.
'Cause we got to go back to the old days when we're blowing
I
up
don't know,
buildings.
spandex pants or something that my daughter would wear? What do you like better? Oh, my Gangnam Style. Oh, my Gangnam Style. Oh, my Gangnam Style. What do you like? Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style. They don't see the absurdity of it all. It's absurd.
I like
Get
when
it? Absurd.
He's like running out of
Gangland
energy
style.
a little bit.
That's what you got to remember. That had class. You could chop a guy up, throw him in the river, get rid of him. Nobody knew about it. Those were the things that were cool. All
Those
right?
are the things
You
that
could
were
blow
cool.
up a building.
Blow up a. I talked over it.
That's right. You can blow up a building. That's what we need back in the country. Here.
Oh.
A little bit of that. We need the mob back on the fucking streets.
Whoa.
Cleaning it up. That's what we need. None of this bullshit. Gangland style. So there you have it, folks.
Doug agrees. We need the mob back in the
can either take
streets.
it or leave it.
I like it.
That's-
Obviously, he's joking.
I know he's joking.
I,
I know.
like this guy. This guy's funny.
He is funny.
If you guys look it up, make sure you watch the last like 5 seconds of it because he kills.
He kills
the gang.
Psych.
Yeah,
Psy.
But I have news. That
Yes.
Davi and I have been talking.
No.
Yeah, seriously.
Get him on the horn.
And next week, I'm going to lunch with Robert Davi.
Oh my God!
No.
I'm not lying,
Where's the end? Where's the?
Yeah, where's the-
Bam,
I'm
bam,
gonna
bam,
meet up
bam.
with Davi, and we're gonna see how it goes.
I said he texted me and said Davi wants to. Well, he's been sending you nice little replies
Yeah, he
when you
likes my
posted.
videos, I
He's
think.
like he thinks it's funny, I guess,
But
which it is.
But I don't want to go alone because he might kill me. He
Might go gangland
yeah,
style.
He might go gangland style on me.
So Vic,
he always-
Uncle Phil, do you advise Vic to meet with Robert Davi?
I definitely would. And the thing I always like about his videos is home videos. He always seems to have like this big cavernous house that he's in. It's like I imagine this
Empty house.
vaulted, empty with tile flooring and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Vic puts a little bit of effect on there, but lately I've taken his latest and been using this around the house. I got this karaoke video. I put a little reverb on it. So you can kind of use Vic, you can use Robert with just about any response you want to, like if your kids haven't done the homework or anything like that, and you're asking them, well, why haven't you done your homework? And they're giving you an excuse, and as Robert Davi might say, your kids get this homework assignment done, and you haven't done it, and you don't know when. But we know Bernie Sanders has been arrested.
Yeah.
You put a little heavy reverb on it and you frighten everybody.
Yeah,
and,
I love that.
Just anywhere, really.
I love that. Is that like a kid's karaoke machine that you use there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes. It's
I've
like
got one of those.
Toy karaoke machine.
I got one of those.
But you can do it. But you can do it at Target. You can go to the Target. If you start complaining about you don't have the pricing ready or something, you get on one of those telephones. You can get on the intercom over there.
Yeah.
So you don't have your pricing ready, but Bernie Sanders been to Russia.
I'm sick and tired of hearing.
Anyway, I know.
And we don't know, and nobody was conclusive on it. Well, we know
But appreciate the work, Vic. But definitely hook up with Mr. Dobby on that one.
Yeah, we'll keep everybody updated on the Davi scenario.
He gave me his phone number. So
Good.
Maybe we'd have him call up. I think he gets.
Is this
it.
mic off?
Hello.
You turn him off, Tim?
No.
I think he gets the humor of it. I mean, because he has this, gangland versus Gangnam style thing.
Yeah, I think there's a
gets it.
great show in there somehow,
Yeah.
somewhere where it's Vic and Davi arguing. But the problem is, Vic, you're not a great debater.
No, I
A
don't
great
like
masturbator. I mean, I've seen it.
I'm a top.
I've seen the videos.
Yeah,
I've got
that's right.
access to your private webcams.
Wait, where are you going to go to eat? Lil Dom's?
I don't know.
Maybe you can go to Dan Tanis.
Yeah.
Where is he? West
Get some
Side?
old fashions with him.
Is he West Side?
I think he's Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, you got to go to
Are you gonna bring
Marino's
somebody with you?
Restaurante.
Yeah, I'm not going alone. Yeah,
No.
I got.
You asked me to come. I said,
Yeah, I
don't
knew
think
you
so.
weren't.
I don't think so.
I was just throwing it out there.
I know,
Just in
and
case.
I
I
should. It's just I can't do it.
and also like anything I'm doing
Gives
is
me a
low
stomach
budget.
ache.
There's no money.
Well, I know.
I would assume he would, pass
Maybe he
on
can.
it,
Maybe
but
he could
just
fund
get-
it.
Yeah,
Maybe he's got those Goonies
Right.
residuals checks
Yeah,
just
right.
piling up.
Yeah.
Well, I think it could be a really nice, reaching across the aisle, having a little fun with somebody that you don't agree with, and maybe he's got some good points.
Yeah, I think we'll hit it off, to be honest.
All right.
Maybe we'll bring him in next week here. See.
I don't want him in my office.
I don't want him in.
Scared of the guy.
I know.
He's going to blow up this building. Get the mob back in the streets.
He'll definitely yell at you a few times for sure.
All right. Thank you, folks.
All right, adios.
Thanks, Uncle Phil. All the best to you. Talk to you soon.
Bye, Phil.
Bye-bye.
Sorry, Phil?
Yeah.
Your review of Us?
It was excellent. I was a little concerned there. There was a baby at the movie.
Oh, dear.
Start. And I really thought this was going to just be a terrible experience because this was like a talkative 1-year-old going all throughout the previews, and thought it was going to be ruined, and then there was just complete silence.
Oh, good.
During the movie.
Well, take your kids.
And this baby must have been enraptured by it and loved it.
Yeah.
And everybody there loved it, and I did too. I thought it was great. I think everybody should see it. And I really do want to see it twice because there's a lot of
you need
stuff
to go
kind of
back.
cheat into with it.
You need to go back
Yeah.
in. So thanks, Uncle.
Yep.
Talk to you later.
Goodbye.
Doug, you wanted to talk to me about the tattoos? We are running out of time
forgot
on the
about
show.
that.
What did you want to know?
Well, you told me some inside info about like what the inspiration is. What are the tattoos? People want to know. There's this like film buff kind of stuff.
Well,
what's up with the tats? Now, whose decision was it for your character to have tattoos?
If I can recall correctly, I believe as I went in for a wardrobe fitting, Jordan was there, and he just kind of looked at me with a little devilish look, a little, sneaky kind of like getting away with murder. He's like, I think your guy should have tats. And I was like, totally. And then I remembered somebody I know that I won't say who, but somebody in my past that I know that had those kind of tats, and it inspired me to think about who this guy was, and so yeah, that's kind of that's all it is. It's that the whole process can be beautiful like that, folks. It's a conversation. It's sort of it sparks the other, some ideas sparks other ideas. And you just go with your gut and you try to I don't know, you know what I mean? You just there's not that much there's not like a war room of people analyzing and compressing data to figure out what every move is going to be. You just kind of go, what about this? Yeah, let's do it. Nah, or almost.
But what are the what were the tattoo, like the images?
Oh, well,
specifically, who's choosing them?
Jordan and their producer, this guy Ian, I think went through and meticulously chose the tattoos. Apparently,
Let's go tat by tat.
There are some
tit for tat.
There are some Get Out references to some of the tattoos. There's a couple antlers, I think, and then there's some kind of, I think, Easter eggy things with the tattoos, but you don't see them that much. But I'm hoping. I think we were all thinking, well, the people are just going to screen cap this all over the place and analyze.
Is there shots? I mean, when you're sitting on the beach, maybe there's a couple.
Yeah, there's
shots
enough.
of them.
There's enough for you.
Is there enough where you can put together all the tats?
I don't know about all of them, but here's another thing that I just remembered talking about, sort of going by the seat of your pants a lot of the times. I believe when we were shooting the beach scene, there was like a straw beach hat that I was wearing that I was on the fence about. We had tried a bunch of different hats, like beach hats, and we settled on this one kind of like straw beach hat that you might, a big brim. And it was accurate for the character to wear such a beach hat, but I didn't feel like it was I feel like it looked a little silly. Okay? Doug, you listening to me?
I'm listening. I was looking up sounds to add to
Listen up.
And I was sitting there in like the wide shot, ready to shoot with the hat on, and felt like, what do you think? And Jordan came by. He's like, yeah, let's just lose the hat because it just looks a little too silly. So at the last minute, we pulled the hat. And I'm grateful we did because it would have been in the whole scene and it just would have looked a little stupid.
Oh, can I ask?
Could have ruined the movie.
Every day, did you have to put the tattoos on, or were they like henna or whatever? Were they?
They were.
They were real tats, and they were lasered off at the end of the day.
No.
And then
All right, we're not on the beach anymore.
I am.
No, I mean, I didn't shoot that many days, and then the days where we couldn't see, there were certainly a few scenes that weren't. You didn't see my arms. I didn't have to put them on then. Really, just the beach days, and they would stay on for a couple of days. They were some water process, where they would get patted on, and then slowly this paper would be taken away, and they would be there, and then they'd be kind of like touched up. It took about, I don't know, maybe an hour or so to do both arms. They got pretty good at it, but it was, it's tricky. They've got to match it exactly every day, and there was a lot of them, a lot of little ones. Okay. Anyways,
that's you.
I do see the chat.
okay,
Someone
there
says. Let's take one more call, and then we'll wrap this stupid show up. I want to provide some shows that are kind of not great, because then you have a little bit of dynamics in the show over time. You go.
I think this is a good episode. It doesnn't have like a big, huge Casey Kasem banger.
Doesn't have a huge bit. Maybe this will be the bit. We'll just call
Overall,
it.
it's a fun episode.
Hello.
To be a part of.
Who's there?
Hello.
Who's there?
This is George from Nashville.
Hello, George. Is this George Strait? Country singer? No? All right.
No, this is just plain old George.
George.
Although my dad is a cowboy musician, though.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, how can I help you
You
today?
guys. So I want to preface this by saying that, I'm a clean-cut kid. I don't do drugs. I don't drink any of that stuff.
Stop right there. Pause.
I know.
That is a great piece of audio that we just captured. I want to take that. Somebody take that. I'm a clean-cut kid. What was the other part? I don't do drugs.
I don't do drugs. Don't drink.
Anyways, okay. So
So if he did,
I like that as a sound bite. Yes, and you're okay.
Say I never had a beer in my life.
But I'm a huge deadhead.
Stay in
You're a huge deadhead.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Time to get my boxing
Stay in
gloves
college.
on.
Off the crack.
Well,
I,
it makes sense. Somebody that self-describes himself as a clean-cut kid who doesn't take drugs, doesn't drink, sounds like a real boring dope to me. And of course you're going to listen to that shit.
Yeah.
I'm just
If
kidding.
you smoked pot, you would
Yeah.
listen to The Dead and be like, this is trash.
This sucks, dude.
Put it in the hamper.
Thank God I'm a country boy.
What's your favorite Dead song? I don't know if you can.
So maybe if I. So I guess my question for you,
Can't
Tim,
hear
is I know that you are not a big fan of the Dead, so I'm wondering
Tim loves the
what what is it that you don't hear in the music that I'm hearing in the music?
I'll go on to say that there are some songs of theirs I think are fine. I think they're decent little kind of country, groovy jams. But overall, the live aspect of them is really where I see a lot of deficiencies. I don't feel like they play well. Like, I mean, what I want out of a band, playing songs, a band that plays well. It plays like that seems to have some kind of musical acuity. That seems to have a rhythm, the connected rhythm to each other.
Yeah, a lot of those long solos are like they're playing with themselves. Like who's
Yeah,
like
they
enjoying
don't
that,
sound to be.
you know?
They don't seem like they're listening to each other.
I thought that's their whole thing, is they're such a jammy band that they're...
I don't know. You can.
I don't listen to them, so I don't know. But I thought
They don't-
that's at least what they had going on for them, is that they know how to play with each other for like hours and hours.
Doesn't sound that way. I mean, it doesn't. It sounds like a washy mess that doesn't have like a lot of core, strength to it, which is ironic. The best example is like, think about how tight and sonically dynamic and interesting a band like Led Zeppelin is. Mid-period Led Zeppelin, or Queen, or The Who. Big, tight, sometimes not always tight with The Who, but powerful. And they don't. Those are quartets. Those are four: one drummer, one bassist, one guitar player. The Grateful Dead has two drummers,
because one of them is usually
two
junked
guitar
out,
players.
the other one needs to keep tempo.
Yeah, and it sounds like it sounds thin. It sounds like a wash. And I feel like they're they can't they don't sound good when they sing together. Like there's an attempt at sort of a band. I love the band. That's the other thing is I love the band. Robbie Robertson, Richard Manuel, Rick Danko, Garth Hudson, and Levon
I'm a huge
Helm.
fan of them
And
as
I
well.
feel like when I listen to the Dead, I feel like, oh, okay, those guys were a shitty psychedelic blues jam band in San Francisco, and then they heard music from Big Pink like everybody else did, and they said, "Oh, this is what we have to do."
What's Big Pink? Is that Pink's dad?
That's the first band album, music from Big Pink.
Oh,
and what is that?
Sorry about that.
And
airplane.
So you have everybody listening to Big. You can hear it in the White Album, and maybe more like Get Back. You hear the Beatles hearing all the groups heard Big Pink, and said that's the music we want to make. I feel like the Grateful Dead did that. Then they made Working Man's Dead and the other one that's like that. And then they cobbled together a few good songs out of that, and Ripple and all that shit, and Casey Driving That Train. You know, they're fine. They're good sort of like Americana country roots kind of songs. But then there's nothing after that. Nothing of any value after that. Garbage music. And they went out and became a party band. They played Dancing in the Streets. Oh, dancing in the streets. Oh, dancing in the Good Love. Fucking playing Good Lovin' over and over again. The fucking Lovin' Spoonful.
20-minute.
That's
the Rascals.
The Rascals. Was it?
Yeah.
You know they did some Lovin'
Felix
Spoonful.
Cavalier. I'm sure they did.
Yeah, they might have at some point.
And it's really just an excuse for people to go and like dance and party and hook up and do drugs and. But there are people that and listen, I'm not the judge, jury, and executioner on what's good and bad. These are just my feelings. So, God damn it, if you want to listen to that music, go ahead. Sometimes I even put it on myself.
But like these people that follow the Dead after your like 50th concert, what do you like?
I don't know. It's something meaningful for them.
Yes.
It's it's something meaningful for them, and I don't try to judge. I'm just telling you how I feel about it. My 2 cents. I think Jerry Garcia was terribly talented.
Absolutely.
Can you just define that classification?
Awfully, like if you say it was awfully wonderful.
He was talented, but he was awful.
No, he was absolutely
talent
talented.
Was awful.
Absolutely talented, and I think a good guitar player, a good singer. But
you know what? Those guys practiced a lot. You got to give him that.
I don't know if they did.
No, if you watch the documentary, he's practicing like crazy.
Really? I thought they just showed up at the.
No, he's sitting there practicing his bluegrass. They're a bluegrass band.
He was like missing a finger, wasn't he? Wasn't like part of his.
He found it eventually.
Yeah.
You know what?
That's his strumming hand. It doesn't matter, right? Just holding the pick.
I'll put on that Grateful Dead channel on Sirius XM, and you'll hear how crappy they are in general. It's just, it's just, why do you think you like them? Because you don't.
Well,
this shit. Listen to this.
I think.
What are they trying to pull on us here?
I can't hear the drops, but I don't think I can hear.
Actually, that sounds kind of funky. That's okay.
You know what? They're great.
Change your mind.
They're great.
This is Dancing in the Street.
What I like about them is that they're, because I'm a big fan of country rock. Graham Parsons, Flying
Burrito Brothers. What about the Dillards? You like the Dillards?
Oh, I'm a huge fan of the Dillards.
Love the Dillards.
Dillard and Clark also.
Dillard and Clark Expedition is fantastic.
Oh,
good
great
shit.
album.
See, there's so much that's better than the Grateful Dead. No, I would just stick with that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Dig?
But I guess. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying.
The Grateful Dead just has a bigger output. It's all
sort of,
quantity over quality.
Their studio albums are kind of shit. They haven't put they put two good studio studios albums out.
Yeah, but every one of their farts was recorded by some taper out.
Some taper. So
that's what it is.
I'd rather listen to Fleetwood Mac. Yeah. You hear me?
Mm.
Wait, who's going to sing for them when they're going on tour, right?
John Mayer.
No.
Wait, is it?
John Mayer's in
he's in the Dead.
Oh, you mean I'm talking about
Mac.
Oh, it's the guy from this, Vic. It's the guy from Crowded House.
Oh, the Nick. No, what's his name?
Nick Cave is the new singer of.
Nick Cave.
Nick Cage. Nicolas Cage is the new singer.
He has a brother. Differ. What's
What's
his
their
name?
name, guys?
Chris
Anybody?
Difford?
It's Neil Finn.
Neil Finn.
That's it.
And Mike Campbell from
the dude
from the
that-
Heartbreakers.
Yeah.
All right, folks. It's 10:30. We got through it. We made a show.
Thank you for answering my questions, Tim.
You're welcome. And listen, nobody should care what I think. If you care what I think, you're wasting your brain.
Like what you like.
Like what you like. I'm not going to judge you. I have friends.
Well, you are.
I do, but I love arguing about music, talking about it, trying to dissect why you feel a certain way, of course. But we are just who we are. We have our own, and be confident in your aesthetic taste.
I like it all.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
I shouldn't be judged because I liked Shakira song from what's that movie? Zootopia.
Yeah.
Try everything. I've talked about this song, right? I think it's the best song of the past 10 years.
That's a bold claim.
That's not it.
What's it?
Doug, real quick, let's do 2 more minutes on something. I finally saw the ending of A Star Is Born. You had a question about it.
Well, you want to blow the ending on that?
Yeah, that spoiler embargo has been released.
It's like the 4th remake of it too. So it's all
Dude, okay, and I haven't seen any of them. Does the guy kill himself in every?
That I don't know. I don't think I've seen any of the other Stars Borns. Vic,
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen.
That could be a twist. I think it might
that
be.
was kind of like.
I think
really the guy just kills himself, for what? It's like,
well,
what's he so sad about?
He can't quit his addictions. He's failed at quitting his addictions. His Gaga, his wife, is not stopping. The success train is beyond. It's fully left the station, and frankly, he's losing his hearing.
Is that supposed to be an uplifting movie?
But can't they get?
She
like,
plays that
hearing
bad
aids?
music. It's like everything sucks.
Well, that's true. The music,
You know what I mean? She's doing that like booty,
that pop,
like
that
pop
like
crap.
Ariana Grande stuff. It's like, well, the original thing was nice. That like kind of beautiful, that nice song, the Shallow song, that was nice. But yeah, it's like she's going in the wrong direction with her career. Maybe Bradley Cooper sees that she's going in this direction of eventual failure, and she'll be yesterday's news in no time. And it's a conflagration of problems for Bradley. And I salute him for hanging himself. Good for him. He can't quit the drugs and the pills. He can't hear a damn thing. He's just like, I'm done.
Get him out of here.
I'm done. All right. Good. Just don't leave a mess, Thank goodness. Hang yourself so there's no brains and skull on the back of the garage wall.
He could have done it, in the desert or something, so she can live in the house without his ghost haunting it.
Suicide is such a fucking drag, and it's just so awful, and it's so everywhere.
I was just like, this movie is the #1 Star is Born Lady Gaga movie, and it's a suicide movie.
But people love tragedy. I mean, fucking Romeo and Juliet had suicide going for it. This is a fundamental storytelling device. You got to do some work, Doug, knowing how.
Yeah, but the Romeo
what
and
people
Juliet
want.
story had a clever thing. Accidentally took a thing, and the guy thought she was dead, but she wasn't.
Might be something.
This was
like
just
that.
something.
I never seen it. Who knew? I don't know. If you tell me one.
Spoiler
If
alert.
I did some kind of remedial quiz on Romeo and Juliet, I probably would get 0 questions
Isn't
right.
West Side Story based on? Romeo
Yeah.
and Juliet? So
That's
you've seen that.
Yes. Ding,
haven't
ding.
seen that one.
I didn't even get through that one.
Look, I don't even really care. I mean, I didn't.
But that's how you go out.
It was
The
just a
movie-
passing thought last week. I don't know.
You just go out on a solo note, like you're just like sad.
Well, it ends on Gaga being sort of.
She carries on.
She carries on.
Oh, then that's fine then.
It's all about the music.
Gaga.
A
And
star.
then, okay, that manager comes in and just like says all that shit to him. Like, she's going to dump you as soon as the next
Oh,
good
yeah.
thing comes along. And he just takes it. And then that
was just a piece of the puzzle. Like
that's
I said,
why
you
he
had the
committed
hearing
suicide,
loss.
because this manager like was a jerk.
That's one of the. That was
that's
one of
what
the.
it. That's what it was. Why didn't
No.
he stand up and say, "Fuck you"?
Fuck you. Oh.
You know?
Oh yeah, big man, huh? Oh, fuck you.
Just shut the fuck up.
Fuck you. Oh. Who am I doing? Can you tell? Oh.
I saw it on the plane. I don't care.
Fuck off. Oh, big man.
Oh, that's
Packer.
That's
Jesse
Pacino.
Ventura.
Give me a pack of gum. I'll show you how to chew it.
Is that Jesse Ventura?
Oh no, it's Pacino.
It's Pacini.
Oh.
Sounds a little bit like Robin too.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Fucking big time.
Hello.
Oh shit.
What do we got?
Oh fuck. Oh shit. Oh fuck. Oh,
Guess who?
I'm in Aladdin. Oh fuck.
Guess
Look at me fly. I'm on a rug. Oh.
That was
My name is Richard Roma.
that was the genie doing Beatles.
Ravadam Patel?
Oh man.
Patel?
That's a great movie. That is a great movie. Watch The Dirt on Netflix. I don't care.
Yes.
I had fun watching it. It was.
I can't.
Shout out to Jeff Tremaine, who directed that. One of the Jackass.
What did I
guys.
say to you?
It's just fun, easy stuff. But I actually almost cried during one scene.
No.
Jeez. All right.
No.
Anything to promote, Doug? Any shows coming up? No shows.
No.
I got some. I have, you listen to my Poundcast. I have Vic Berger was on a recent episode,
Oh my God,
and
this is just a
the one that came out.
self-eating machine.
The one that came
Like
out
the Grateful
today
Dead.
has Wise Blood on it. So check that out.
Yeah.
Wow.
Of course.
Yeah.
I'll be
we're
doing
like Fox News. It's like this just self-contained
Yes.
universe.
I humiliated you. Oh my
Check
God.
out
Sorry.
Judge Jeannie tonight. Her guest is Tucker Carlson. Anyways, give me some end music here, somebody.
Everywhere. Where you going?
Sorry if we had a dud show today, but I had fun eventually. And check
I
out
don't think it's a dud.
timheidecker.com/events for all the On Cinema dates coming up. We're coming to.
Show some respect.
I think there's tickets available in Minneapolis and in Milwaukee. I'm picturing the whole map. In Atlanta and Dallas and Austin, bunch of places we're coming in April and May. Get them tickets.
Oh, Tim, can I say one thing? If there's any TV executives listening and they want a great show idea, hit me up. Send me a DM. I'll pitch you some great show ideas.
There you go.
Make
We
a
do
great
have
TV
a
show.
broad listenership within the entertainment industry. So thanks for listening to you guys, and all the best. What is this
All
outro
the
music?
This is Chubby Checker, Knock Down the Walls.
I like to laugh. I like to meet people who can make me laugh. I like having fun. Yes, I like to laugh. I like having fun to meet people who laugh.
Number one song in the world.